All right, what's going on, you guys? What's going on? Welcome back to another YouTube video with your boy. As you can see by the title of this video, it's funny because I didn't know how I was gonna actually talk to you guys about the funded account challenges with the combines. I told you in the last video that I was gonna release them, like I was gonna show you the behind the scenes of me trading on my actual combine in the actual funded academy versus like here on YouTube. But I'm not gonna really do that in this video. But in this video, I did want to recap. I'm gonna give you a kind of like a sneak peek inside of the Funding Academy, like what's to come, and along with just it kind of plays out because I'm kind of updating on a trade that I gave you guys in the last video. In the last video, we talked about US 30. We went over. I'm pretty sure I gave you guys a main setup when I was talking about the higher lows, and I was talking about if it breaks structure, I'm looking for a retest of support and then a continuation for those buys, right? So with the market setting up for a crazy play today for those buy opportunities on US 30. Today was actually NFP. And before I actually get into the video, it's funny because like my younger days, or like even if you're watching this, you're beginning trading, you might feel like NFP is so hard to trade. You might feel like I used to fear NFP. I used to be like, bro, I don't want to trade NFP. I don't want nothing to do with it. I would trade it, but I'd be extra cautious. Now I go into the mindset of NFP, like my mindset is so different, like my whole approach. Like I'm no longer scared. I'm more so excited because I know this is the week, excuse me, where I might have bigger opportunities that play out. I might have swing trade opportunities that I could take. Like I took a lot of swing trade opportunities on my personal account versus on the funded accounts, right? Personal accounts, crazy swing trades that I was able to capitalize with my personal mentees on dots, on US 30. And even I didn't take it on Nas 100, but even Nas 100, like when I go back and look at the charts, Nas 100 actually played out perfectly too. So that was a little rant. I just went on talking about that. But let's actually share. I'm gonna share my screen over here and let's get into kind of like just how the market's played out. And then I'll come over here too and show you like my actual Topstep dashboard and whatnot. So today, as you can see, I posted on my Instagram threads, but on the day, as you can see, my balance was at 1484. I have two different styles of like how I trade for the account challenges, and I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more as I get into next week, as we start to get into the Funding Academy and all the videos release every week on YouTube. Y'all will find out the two different style strategies that I do when it comes to passing prop firms. But the first one for Top Step is somebody said on TikTok. I wish I remember your name, bro, because I'll shout you out. It's basically like if you know what you're doing for real, or you like obviously you got your winning strategy. Why are we playing around with combines? We're not here to play around. We're here to pass the combines, get it over with, so that way we can actually get our express accounts and manage the express accounts. And ultimately, the end goal is to what? Get a payout, right? So, with that being said, like as you see on my chart here, like I'm not playing around. My goal is to make 1,500 a day because at the end of the day, when I get my express accounts, this is the actual goal that I'll be going based off of when it's time to actually trade on my espresso accounts. 1,500 to 2,500 is typically what I always typically go for because no need to go for big home runs unless you're trying to get a buffer. But if you focus on compounding your profits over like a long period of time, you'll have better success than trying to hit home runs every single day on the markets. So this was technically officially the first trade I took today on this account. I actually bought that account today. So the same day I bought that account was the same day I made 1,500 on the compound, right? And then now all I need is one day left. And as you can see here, I've already locked my account. So today is NFP. This is Thursday. Friday, technically the market is technically closed, but if you trade on holidays, then you know the market is technically it's never really closed. It might just move a little bit slower. So as you can see here, when you come to US 30, it retests to the zone. Actually, I'm not even talking about US 30, but for Asian session, for example, if I wanted to trade gold tonight, I could take buys back to the high up here. But I was like, you know what? Personal account, yes, we can take that trade. But combine, I'm actually be strict with my rules on how I want to actually pass these combine challenges, as well as how I want to actually trade it when I get my express account. So now that all that's out the way, let's actually get into. I'm not gonna just sit here and be like, "Oh, I made $1,500 today," or "Ha ha ha ha." It's actually funny though. Side note: I had my TP set for 1,500, and then I might put a screen recording in this clip right after this. But I had my TP set for 1,500, and I saw the market push up to 1,500, and then once I heard it close it, I'm assuming like a pullback happened, and then I ended up closing at 1484. Ultimately, the main move that I caught today was the US 30 buys, and like I said, I'm gonna get into that. But I caught this beautiful breakout for the buys today during NP. Beautiful, amazing buys on US 30 for the longs. Even though I knew the buys was coming, right? My main like mindset when it comes to these combines or just in general, like I think I want to come over to the chart, see if I can show you all over here too. There was a point where the market started moving. It didn't really move slow. It was just like my TP was like, let's say, damn, I can't replay it on here. I mean, replay it on US over here on Trading View. Uh, right here. For those that don't know, like this is your first time seeing the replay tool, you gotta pay like I think it's $13, $15 monthly fee for Trading View, but you get access to rewinding the charts back and back testing and testing strategies. That's the reason why like I always pay for it because obviously I teach people, right? So when I'm in the mentorship programs, when I'm doing one-on-one trainings and recaps on how the market was moving, this comes in handy. And it also comes in handy just for back testing. So I think the news, I forgot what time I was officially done for the day, but basically, let's say my TP was here, right? Let me rewind this back. Let's say my TP was here, and I made it a rule too. For anybody that's new to Topstep or just I don't even know the Topstep. For anybody that's new to trading in general, like when you trying to like trade, like you trying to be a trading. I don't call myself a trading influencer because I can care less about posting, but I do it because I know it's people that want to provide value, that need the value. But for people that's like, oh, I want to be a trading influencer or I want to show like these big wins or these big trades, you'll be up 1,500. So even I'm at 1484 right here, right? I might be up 1,500 and then all of a sudden, I'm gonna get rid of this now. I might be at 1,500 right now. I was up 14. When I looked at it, it was at 1,500 when I went to go close, but then it pulled back instead of just letting it hit my TP, which was kind of like a wick away, right? But the goal is, my mindset is like, I will be so mad at myself because I'm already at the high. This is already the main high from London session. So I was like, I'll be disappointed in myself if I don't take profit right now at $1,500 or 15 or whatever it was. Excuse me. I'll be mad at myself if I take profit at 1,400. Well, I had it at 1,500, but it pulled back to 1,484. And I could have chased the market for those extra $30 or whatever. But like I said, for what? For what? Why risk it? It'd be just my luck. I try to buy right here and the market just dump, right? So I follow my rules. I took profit at 1,500, but like I said, the spread probably took it back to 1,484. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna manually TP because I would rather just secure this $1,400 as I'm taking these combines versus me trying to hold and see if I can just gamble and try to see if I can get an extra $30, $20 to hit my TP for making 1,500. And you can, it's so crazy because imagine how many people that does that. Like people trying to screen record, people trying to show off for a combine or showing that, oh yeah, I just made $1,500 in one day. Or like you would be so close to making 1,500. And just because you thought you was sweet and you let greed win, all of a sudden now the market is testing you. And all of a sudden you would have got to pull back. Not saying necessarily for me or not necessarily saying like this would happen today, because I was biased for the buys and the buys ultimately definitely did play out perfectly. But that's just that discipline piece of if I'm up 1,400, like same thing, like same concept. If I was only up 1,400 at the time and I saw that technically, like, dude, you only up 1,400, you're just $100 away from making 1,500. Take profit on 1,400. And if I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. Like it's only an extra $100 that I can make the next day because there is a like a wiggle room of how much you can make. So even though technically they say you can't make no more than 50%, there is like a little buffer if you do make a little bit more than the actual like what's required of you, right? So that's just a gem for that. Now that I'm done with that rant and why also like even though this is at 1484, I could have tried to start the buys again as it goes up, but like I said, that's not my ideal entry. I'm not entering buys at the top of the resistance. I'm waiting. Now, let's kind of rewind back and talk about why did I take this trade, right? So enough of me rambling. Ah, man, let's go back to the fun part. So why did I take this trade? One thing, I feel like as a trader, you get to the point where you start having an eye for your peer. US30 is one of my main peers. I focus on, I trade it a very long time. And one of the biggest things that I've always noticed, no matter what, is first of all, like this past couple of weeks, what have we been noticing? We've been in a strong uptrend, right? Every uptrend, there's always a mini zone, a mini support level, a mini higher low that's getting retested before it continues for the uptrend, right? I talked about this in my last video when the price was a little bit lower, but ultimately it's still the same concept here, right? So kept giving us mini zones and then breaking out the highs, going for new highs. Not only that, but for me, what I was looking for in the chart was, I'm like, okay, cool. For me to consider US 30 going for sales, I knew that it needed to break under this candlestick. I always go based off of like, where was the last main bullish candlestick that started to move, right? So this is the last bullish candlestick that started to move. And I've already noticed that, okay, Wednesday, New York session, and with this support level, and then it took off for the buys, right? So as we get into Thursday, right? So here go Thursday, here go 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Let me run play on this so we can see it. Let y'all see it for a few. It starts to, and I'm gonna come down to the 15-minute time frame as well. It starts to create higher lows, right? So this is my main area that I know that, all right, if you break here, I'm looking for my buys. So this is, I'm gonna go ahead and mark this zone a green zone, right? So this is currently the main higher low right here. It took off for buys and retested during the afternoon. It's 2 p.m. This is the new higher low support level right here. As we get through Tokyo session, it's still respecting the support level. As we get to London session, it's still respecting the support level. As I get closer to 8:15, everybody should know this by now. There's typically usually always an 8:30 a.m. news that come out. But if it's not an 8:30 a.m. news come out, it's always expect some type of volatility push for 9 a.m. Right. And at the time, like I said, we were already getting new higher low levels that were forming on US 30. So all I wanted to see if I saw, okay, cool. London is sold off already during London, and it gave us a retest back to the support structure, which confirmed. I don't know why that accent just happened like that. I'm so sorry. But it confirmed that this was a support structure. So now as we get ready to go into New York, I'm gonna let it play a little bit because typically I'm always on the chart at least by 8:15, 8:30 a.m. Right. So this kind of stick took off, and this actually was the kind of stick that I took my buys on because it was the opening bell kind of stick. Pause. Stop moving so fast. Right. So as it gave me this higher low, I knew, okay, cool. You gave me this higher low. We're getting closer to 8:30 a.m. It gave me a breakout for the buys. It pulls back. Great. You're creating a higher high right here, but you failed to create a lower low, a lower high, which is going to let me know if this is giving me a downtrend push. Since you close still above the previous higher low, this is now a new higher low, aka a break and retest back to the zone structure. And I'm on the 15, but you can drive down to the 5, whatever time frame you want. But typically, I'm always on between the 5-minute and the 15-minute time frame for my entries. 1 hour and 4 hours to see the overall move, but 5-minute 15 is for the sniper plays, right? And I'm giving you all this game for a reason, right? So I'm taking buys, and originally my main TP is already to the previous high. We're going back to where was the previous highs of the week, which was up here. So this is the first level. Technically, this could be your second level because this is the lower high at the point. But I was already anticipating we have NFP. NFP isn't going to just go test one high. It's going to test the main high. So that way we can confirm if we're going for an uptrend or not. And I already gave you guys my bias anyway in the last video, which was on our 4-hour and day chart time frame. We're getting closer to the high of US 30. Nas 100 already went for highs. I'm like, bro, it's US 30 time to go for highs itself. So for me, I'm like, cool. I want to see US 30 push to 45,000, and that's the main buy entry that I want to look. And it's always typically like this. Like whenever there is like as the market pushes up, if it's getting closer to a high level, 9 times out of 10 it's going to make its way to that high before it starts selling off. Who knows? We might see US 30 take off for new highs in the future, or we might see a push to 45,000 and immediate sell off. Right. But regardless, we are back at the high of the start of 2025, right? Around January, February, this is where we was at. And here we are now. So these next couple of months is going to be beautiful when it comes down to price action and trying to figure out how the market is going to move. So that's ultimately how I caught my main trade for today. Market showed me the higher low structures. And if you don't know anything about higher lows and lower highs and lower lows, I do have a video on my YouTube channel that I released, I believe 2 weeks ago. It's literally called a higher high and higher low training. 44-minute video, one of my favorite videos I've ever done at the beginning of this year. And it's still the main sauce along with my other strategies that I use to tackle the markets. If I didn't have any indicators or any rules like that, all I would need to understand is the trend and understand higher highs and higher lows. and price action. If you understand price action, you can understand what the trend is. You can understand what the key levels are that the market want to retest to before taking off. Right. So this was the beautiful buy moves. There was opportunity, I think, for people to enter a little bit later, but as you can see, like let's say you missed this entry down here, there wasn't many pullback, and after this bullish candle still pushed up, you could have took the buys to this next high right here. But I caught my entry down here, and really, if I was up where I really wanted to be at, I probably would have entered somewhere around this time frame as well. So currently on Topstep, I'm gonna do more behind the scenes. I didn't actually trade. I screen recorded as the trade was live, but I didn't actually do like behind the scenes and me actually recording. So the next video I do, the day 2, I will record that over in the Funded Academy for anybody that wants to watch it there. Right. So as of right now, performance stat, 100% win rate. Of course, I only took one trade. So 21 minutes to make 1,400. Fire. Some people work jobs to make $50 an hour, $12 an hour, $15 an hour, $17 an hour. And this is what we're looking like. This is how everything's looking. One trade. That's it. And as you can see, entry time was right around opening bell, 9:28. And by 9:50, I was out. I was out before the 10 a.m. news even dropped. Even better. All right. So I'm gonna leave that with y'all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm gonna do more from here on out every Monday. You guys will get the Funded Academy series release footage for each different like training, each different type of value that you guys can use to like help you with your challenges. If you want access to all of those videos all at once, technically it is available on my site. So if you join the Funded Academy, you'll get access to it, or you can just watch it for free every Monday when it releases. I will probably do a live either here or on TikTok. So I'm trying to speak on my TikTok for real. And I'm gonna do some Sunday breakdown analysis of what I'm looking for going into the new week. As of right now, I don't see it being a lot of news. If I actually look at the news, I'm pretty sure it didn't show me like a whole bunch of red folders or nothing. So next week, honestly, might be like a chill week on the charts. But once again, Sunday we'll look back at that, and then we'll go from there. So I'm recording this video the night before the 4th of July. So happy 4th of July. Hope you guys are during your holidays. You guys are eating well, whatever you're doing. Relax, take some time with the charts. I'm not going to be on the charts. I'm going to just chill and wait. I do have some swings that I'm holding right now still. So I'm waiting for those to play out. But besides that, I'm not actually physically going to be sitting on my computer looking to take setups tomorrow. I'm chilling. Trying to relax and chill with the fam. So catch you guys in the next video. I'll see y'all Sunday. Peace out.